88K BTC, and the alts are not so great at the moment, so they're floating around some interesting supports. But what I do have for you is about a 500 to 700% trade that I'm busy getting into. Okay, I've started laddering into some positions here, and I've got a setup for you guys. This could be a nice little banger. It might have been a bit of a lagger relative to some of these other things. Then we're looking at loads of alts. I'm even looking at OM that has shown a lot of strength today. We got tons to talk about. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. Rainbow Ray is still not here. And guys, we're doing a special giveaway today. We're doing a giveaway for you guys. We are sending out a meme coin. Okay, I don't want you to buy this meme coin. I'm not going to buy this meme coin, but I'm going to send it to you because yesterday I made that video and somebody was kind enough to make us a meme coin and they sent me a full bag of dicks. So I'm going to send you guys a bag of dicks. We're going to tell you how we are going to go about that just now, and I'm going to play that video as well for you guys again so you know exactly what we're talking about if you are a little bit concerned. Okay, so Peanut 27% up, Peppy 16%. What an absolute banger. I closed that thing way too early. There was a Robinhood listing. That thing absolutely moved. There's OM on the right-hand side. And for some reason, Popcat hasn't been great today, but it's showing 8% up. Brett, what a banger as well. And that was a massive pump yesterday. I closed that Brett position on WEEX'S. Exactly where I told you guys we are going to do it. I see Sahil wants to send Tao to 2,000. I mean, that's quite aggressive, bro. That's quite aggressive on this time of the day with a little pullback. But we'll take 2,000 Tao. Okay, let's talk BTC. And we just had a nice little bounce off the anchored VWAP, which is very interesting to me. So nice little support play for us here at the moment. BTC is sitting at 87,500. That is our big support we're going to watch now after that reaction. So you can see this anchored VWAP played nicely for us, and it's coming to play again today as a little support marker. So potential short-term bounce here for BTC. What I'm looking at is a little rejection, potentially around 89,700. You can see we've got very tight daily pivots. So that is now going to be resistance for us. These are the easy algo daily pivots. So that is going to be resistance, and then potentially a little bit more downside. If it does blow that, yes, we're going to get a bit more excited. But if we do reject there, I suspect then these alts start one more move to the downside. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one. So right now, resistance for me, 89, call it 89,900. That's a big zone. Then a little bit higher, 91,600 is what you're going to watch. And then support for me, a little bit lower. If we do get a rejection here, we're looking at about 86K, give or take. You can see this nice liquidity in this region over here, and we've got our trend in that zone. So roughly 86, just above 86K, I'd like to see hold. If we do dip into that trend, then I'd look for some kind of bounce there, even a short-term little bounce. That would be great for us. Okay, so that is that. And then I have jumped into a long on Prime XBT, and I closed that short yesterday way too early. It went a lot deeper, and let's see if this one plays out. In fact, I'm going to raise my stop now a little bit. We're just going to de-risk here just a touch. And we don't want to get unnecessarily rinsed out. Okay, so a little bounce there on BTC. My stop is 87,820, but you can have a stop at about 87,450, somewhere around that level. Let's see how that plays out during the show. Okay. Let's go. What is happening in the news? So Byzantine General, just pointing out, it's pretty crazy that open interest is still going down as we move higher. There's pretty much zero significant signs of froth so far, he tells us. Now, he's been quite a good froth spotter. And if you followed him over the last while, he kind of knows what's spotting, when there's going to be a pullback and things like that. And he's basically saying, yeah, maybe not just yet. Things are still looking okay. So that is interesting. And then a big announcement, and I did touch on this the other day, big announcement here for you guys. There's a new channel going live. It's called Crypto Live. You can follow it on and subscribe to it on YouTube, Crypto Live Group. Now, what is going to be happening is a lot of the hosts from Banter are going to be rotating on this channel for the next month or two. So next week, for example, I'm going to do 3 shows in a row on this new channel. So if you can't find me, I'm going to be on that Crypto Live Group next week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get your notifications on. And if you're wondering where I am, that is where you're going to find me. I think it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Closer to the time, I will confirm with everybody. But this is a Crypto Live Group. And right now, I mean, when we looked at this the other day, we had 0 subscribers. There's 3,000 now. And let's get on there. Make sure your notifications are on. Sheldon's going to be on there. Kyle's going to be on there. Run's going to be on there. Everyone is going to have a go on this channel. So make sure you are ready to jump onto that one when you do get noticed. And then Elon Musk launches the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Okay, it's officially happening. And we saw today Doge added 33 billion to its market cap or something stupid in the last couple of days. And off she goes again. Okay, there it goes. And again, what I wanted to show you guys, potential upside targets. These things are dangerous. Okay, if you're trying to jump into these types of candles, especially on high leverage, it gets very tricky. And you got to really pull out some degen vibes. And I'm going to show you a few examples today where you can use degen vibes and how you can go about it. But right now on this bigger picture chart on Doge, anyone interested, your main support is still the 0.345. That's a nice zone for us there, 0.345. Nice area there. Upside target 45 and 47.8. And then after that, it's absolute Valhalla. I mean, they're going to come here and take this candle out. I think it's going to be fast when they do that. Okay, so Doge up to, could go back to 70, okay, potentially here on the horizon now with the new Elon momentum. And now, isn't it hilarious that Doge was pumping in the 2021 bull market with all the Elon momentum, and now suddenly he's engineered a way to get it back and get it back ripping again. I mean, you got to give the man credit. He's super crafty the way he goes about things. And then Immortal's telling us we had in 21, we had 25 days of up only after breaking the previous cycle high. Now, in 2024, if it's similar, he says there's 18 days of up only before the next big dip. I mean, that is also something to think about. 18 more days of upside. Where could they take BTC if that is the case? So that is something to watch. And then we saw, not looking great for the markets from this side, the 10-year yield has broken out. Okay, the trend is now clear. Rates are going up in this recession like 1968. So not looking from that side of things, but interestingly, crypto and Bitcoin seems to be holding all right at the moment. But the S&P, you can see a little bit of a turnover here at the moment, looking to most likely come down and close this gap. We can see there's a gap there if things do turn bearish for us. But right now, you can see a little bit of downside coming, and it could be a short-term move to the downside. Okay, so just watch out there on the S&P. I'd say if we close this gap, 5,780, give or take, is what you're going to be looking at. And then we've got gold falling over. So now remember, we were looking at this chart about 2 weeks ago, and I brought up a tweet, and it said, when gold eventually falls over, Bitcoin takes over. And that was based on history and what we have seen in the past. And what happened? Gold started rolling over and Bitcoin started taking off. So remember that. Maybe remember that for the next bull run when this stuff starts happening. And just a note on gold, you can see quite a sharp move to the downside. And I'm using WaveMaster here, MDX WaveMaster. You can see that thing is screaming that it wants to dip a little bit lower as well. So that thing could be turning down on the weekly. And then anybody interested on trading gold, remember, you can trade it with me on Prime XPT as well. We can looking for a dip here, 2,340. I would guess it finds support in that type of region. You can see there's a little reaction now on that 100-day moving average, but 2,340 it looks like a zone. Okay, it looks like a nice little region there where we could get a bounce on gold, and it could be a short-term little bounce, but that is something to watch. And then current situation, okay, Bitcoin cooking. Okay, I mean, it's not as good as it was yesterday at 92K, but that is ripping. And OM has just broken a horizontal resistance, okay? And now it's in all-time highs, so I thought I'd have a sneaky go at this thing. I've got the chart prep for you guys. We're going to talk about this OM. So I've jumped into a sneaky little OM long here. Let's see if that's going to play out. I've got that chart coming in hot for you guys. And then our funding rate heat map, and I'm not liking this PopCat. Look on the right-hand side. PopCat is completely over-leveraged here at the moment. Look at this thing. It's bright yellow for us. So that is not a good look at the moment, because right now it's my favorite token to trade. I'm running the PopCat Pussy bot as well. And, I'm enjoying it. So I don't really want to get flushed out on PopCat, but you can see danger signs here on poppies at the moment. But the rest, nice and green. The rest looks okay. And except for Moodeng, okay, another meme coin under a bit of pressure there as well. So just keep your eyes on this funding rate heat map. It gives you a clue as to when we could get some kind of flush out. And then with regards to liquidations, and liquidation levels. Interesting zones to watch here for BTC. They've cleaned out all the longs. Okay, look at this. On the daily, all the longs have been cleaned out other than 87K, that sort of region. And then to the upside, look at this. If we get an aggressive push, watch out. 91,800 to about 92,400 could be a rejection zone if we're using just the liquidity zones that we have up there. So watch out that region just above 92K. If we do push into that area, could get a little bit spicy. So that is that. And yeah, okay, this is BTC on the 15 minutes. Was just watching this as an example. Just wanted to show you guys this beautiful little VWAP here, little action there for us, and nice little move so far. Okay, so Ray, keep me posted here if we're going to get reversed on. And then BTC on the daily 3-day chart, what I'm looking at, no real changes here, but levels are hard to come by now when we're looking at a chart like this. And the best ones that I can find for you at the moment, 81,500 and 77K. These are the best ones that I can get you at the moment to the downside on BTC. So you want to just watch out. I mean, a bigger picture, you can see I've got an absolute banger at 72K. Look, 18 days of upside. Okay, maybe something along these lines. Then we get a big move lower. So 113 still locked in. If we're going to get that kind of move to the upside, I'd like to see that 113K. Ray, do you concur? 113. Nice round little number there.
Yes,
I'm bullish on that. I'm bullish on that. Okay. Important things to watch, everybody. Dominance still putting pressure through this weekly zone. Now, every time we've seen Bitcoin fall over a little bit, you might have noticed your alt started sweating a little bit harder today. They're working a lot harder at the moment, these altcoins, and you can see it's a result of this aggressive BTC dominance at the moment. So watching this one, if we keep pushing up while Bitcoin falls over, you know the drill now. These alts are going to get hurt. So eyes on that dominance at the moment. And then something else to watch, USDT dominance. That is interesting. Look at that. We've had a beautiful drop in USDT dominance. What does that mean? Money flowing into altcoins, money flowing into Bitcoin and those things. Nice little move. And now you've seen a little sharp reaction here. And that's been a little bit of pain in some of the altcoins, especially for the high leverage guys. So interesting to see what comes next for USDT dominance. It's not a major level that it's sitting on at the moment. I really like that guy over there. So I think if we get a proper bounce, it's going to happen a little bit lower. So we might get an interim little move and then something like that before they send us to hell with some of these altcoins. So look out for that on USDT dominance. So that's around 3.8%, give or take, that I'm going to be watching. And then ETH BTC under severe pressure. But look at this thing, trying to hang on. And I mean, Ray, did you ever see that picture where there's like a knick-knack? Do you know what a knick-knack is? It's a little chip trying to hold a door open and there's people trying to push. Anyway, this is what the support is looking like at the moment for ETH BTC. I mean, we're sitting on major levels here and we desperately need a reversal, and that is obviously going to help some of the altcoins. But ETH BTC definitely under pressure. We had that beautiful ETH pump the other day. Things were looking so good, and now that is completely reversed. And now we are watching this zone, pressure time now for ETH versus BTC. Okay, let's go. ETH daily, no changes. ETH daily support bounce for us. What did we ping on? 3,030, just above our 382 fib, our anchored VWAP. I'm still saying the same thing for these altcoins at the moment. Until we start breaking new highs, we cannot get too bullish. Right now, we need to understand any moves we're getting at the moment could just be a simple move like that we're looking at on these things and some kind of downtrend. So my view on these altcoins hasn't changed, but we can trade these hot zones. We can trade these bounces like we've been doing, and we can start buying DCA orders and things like that. If you've got a bullish bias overall for the market, then we can start DCAing in certain entries and certain zones. So ETH hit our first zone yesterday, this morning, 3,030. Well, it was just about 3,050. And now let's see if this is part of or the beginning of our downtrend. So until we start breaking these highs, we need to just be a little bit cautious on these altcoins. Now, it's the same being said for Solana, and you can see what's going on here. Sol on the weekly, still upside target, great 250, next target 270, all is well. To the downside, we just need to be aware, 198, 181. These are the big zones that I'm watching to the downside. And then degens, here's the deal, okay? These are the levels we're watching, and Sol is trying very hard at the moment to stay afloat and alive. But you can see we haven't printed a new high just yet. So it could be the start of something moving this lower until we start pushing higher. So just look out up there. We could be faced with something like that where 198 comes into play for us, and then a little bit lower down, 181. Now, 181 for me is a high conviction buy zone. The reason being I'm already in so long for the last 8 or 9 weeks or however long it's been. My average entry is 132. I missed that buy. When it dropped to 153, I had a limit order at 150. I missed that one. So for me to add to the SOL position, I want a bigger move, and that's why 181 is a high conviction play for me on SOL. I've got tons happening in that area, and that is where I'm going to be adding to my SOL position if we do move a little bit lower to the downside. And you can see how nicely that ties into the weekly level. We've got a rising trend as well. So that's a nice high conviction zone there on SOL. And then if we lose that trend, well, then things get disgusting. Okay. And we're not going to talk about that just yet, because right now we've got a beautiful cup and handle here on SOL at the moment, and long may this continue. So, yes, sir.
𝗙𝗢𝗅 is flying, sir. 𝗙𝗢𝗅 is flying.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
Flying. Flying.
Oh, my God.
Huge green candles.
Okay, guys, do you want 𝗙𝗢𝗅 quickly? Okay, let's get 𝗙𝗢𝗅 quickly. Emergency. Okay, emergency. Okay, 𝗙𝗢𝗅 traders, I've got you. Let's see. Okay, this is 𝗙𝗢𝗅 on the daily. Let's just bang out a clean chart here. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, I mean, how's this recovery after looking so bad yesterday? I mean, this thing was reversing hard. Wasn't looking great. Okay, so we've just had a rejection off a major rejection area. Look at that, 100-day MA and trend and 200-day MA. So that is your danger zone right now. So if you're trading CAS, big danger zone ahead. Okay, that is 0.15. You can see the size of the rejection on that one. Let's just dial in a little bit more and see what is going on. Okay, what you want to see here is what ties in with your rejection area. Let's take a look. What type of fibbage do we get in these types of zones? Look at that, 618 as well. So we know this is a danger zone, but what does this tell us? It tells us if CAS blows through that area, we could use this zone as great support. Okay, so if you get a pop through here and you're sitting in CAS, that could be an opportunity to really start sending this thing. So right now, you got work to do. You're in a danger zone here, 14665 to 0.15. Careful up there. And support, I would suggest that you can watch 137. That's actually very nice support. So if this bullish move is going to hold, you want to see this 137 region hold. Anything down to the 50-day MA at 134. Okay, so watch that area, 134 to 137 support zone. That is what you want to see hold. And then danger ahead for you at the 200-day, 100-day trend, 618. It's a big danger zone. When you blow that, you guys are good. Okay, so does that help everybody? Let me know in the chat. Did you enjoy that on the fly cast analysis there, guys? Let me know if you like these things, and I can happily do a lot of more of your charts for you guys. Okay, let's talk what is going on here. And I just wanted to use this example. This is AVAX, and because I'm still feeling like these things could be rolling over a little bit more, I haven't exited my AVAX short. It's my AVAX head short. So you can see I'm long AVAX, $37,000. I'm short AVAX now as a hedge play, $18,900. So the strategy there was to short the top. And well, we got relatively close. And when things turned bearish, it was just a bit of cover. So that can pay for any moves to the downside. And you can see what I've done here on AVAX. I've got a limit buy order set, 30.5. I've got another limit buy order set, 28.37. So I'm going to show you the AVAX chart. And then if this plays out for me, we're going to drift lower. That short's going to print. We're going to start buying more AVAX at those levels. And then we'll have a nice big size AVAX position. So my current entry is 26.9 and my current stop loss is 26.4. So we'll see how that plays out now as we go. So sometimes there's a couple of options in these bull markets on how you can play things. Number one, you can take your short-term moves, look for 5%, 10%, 15% on some of these alts. Then a couple of others, you can say maybe you have a bigger conviction on them and maybe you believe that you want to try and hold them longer. Then you can get a really greedy entry, which you most likely will find on my show. Okay, you get your greedy entry and then let that thing start moving. Okay, and then you can start adding to that position. When you break little trends, you do these things and you can grow that size as you go. And then when you get to your major TP zones, you can say, okay, I'm still feeling bullish on the market. Maybe I can hedge it. Okay, when you hit a major zone, then you can either take profit or you can open a hedge short as an idea. And then if it falls back over, at least you get something to pay you on the way down. Yes, sir. What's correct?
Sorry to bug you. So about taking profit, I just took some profit from our scalp long on Bitcoin.
Which one?
Check that out.
Oh, and I closed
it. Bitcoin scalp.
Oh, this thing's ripping.
I took some off it right here. And
okay, yes, we are.
The rest of you guys, smash the likes. And you guys know the steps. Watch the show, follow risk management, and join Sniper Club.
There you go. There you go. He knows it all. He's answered all the questions. Okay, guys, we're moving into resistance here. So just be careful up here. You can see there's a little rejection. Look, there's a little red candle forming there. Let's look at BTC on the 15 minutes. Look at that. Okay, why is it rejecting? Typical horizontal rejection zone. Look at that. Okay, so if it breaks through that, this is Bitcoin on the 15 minutes I'm looking at. If it pops through that, it takes out this candle, I would say quickly. Okay, so just look for that, a quick move, and then there's maybe a rejection there. And then you start looking at something like that, little head and shoulders situation. So, okay, cool. Ray, I'm not going to close, but I'm going to put my stop loss at entry here, or just above entry. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Stop loss is just above entry. I'm just going to let that thing ride. Let's see. Let's see if we get a little bit more juice out of that one. Okay, so guys, AVAX, let's talk AVAX. And you can see yesterday I spoke about the Wave Master, MDX Wave Master, still trying to turn over on the 4 hour. You can see the money flow is also getting a bit thinner here. We are turning a little bit lower there. And this oscillator is moving to the bottom. So what I typically want to see is something like this, a nice green juicy zone on the 4 hour. So that is why I've set those limit orders lower down. You can see what's going on with AVAX. We're in a clear downtrend at the moment. And for me, if we just push a little bit higher and reject, looking for buyers there, and then a little bit lower there, you can look for buyers in those types of regions. So there's a couple of hot zones to the downside for you for AVAX. Hot zones on this chart, 30, just above 30, 30.05. And then a big one for me, 28.2. That's 50-day MA, 200-day MA, 618 horizontals, absolute banger for me on AVAX. If they're going to go lower than that, they're not being kind. Okay, they're being dirty to us. So AVAX, if you want to play the game that I'm playing at the moment, you can see I've got my limit order set lower down, and you have to have bullish conviction for this. Okay, so you have to obviously believe that these altcoins are going to do a bullish retest to a nice level, and then they're going to bounce. If you are confident with that and you're happy with that, that is the strategy that I'm employing on AVAX. That is the strategy I'm doing on a lot of tokens on WEEX'S at the moment, and I'd like to see a bullish bounce. If not, we get rinsed. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then we re-look at things if the market really starts falling over. So those are your risks. Remember, leverage traders, it's not for sissies. Okay, leverage traders, the highs are very high, but the lows can be low. So manage your risk obviously appropriately and use the correct leverage. So a lot of these setups that I'm using on WEEX'S, for example, are going to be 6x to 7x trades. Okay, so very low leverage and small positions that we can grow on the way down. Okay, let's go Phantom. Exactly the same story. Now I've got Phantom orders locked and loaded, waiting for me on WEEX'S, and the situation is the same as AVAX. You can see we've had a sharp sell-off on Phantom, so not looking great. And then zones of interest for me, 0.65. I've got a limit order here, looking for a bounce, 0.65. And then I've got another limit order here, 0.60. Now, what I'd like to see, obviously, is Phantom hold the rising trend. You can see this is Phantom on the 8 hour. Nice little rising trend there for me. And ultimately, that would be a bounce on the 200-day moving average. So for me, that would remain bullish if we hold the 200-day MA. So the big trade or the full trade is going to kick in by the time we hit 0.6 on Phantom. Now, I've got a lot of cover here. I've got the 200-day MA, I've got the 100-day MA, I've got a 786 fib, and I've got this macro trend here in play for me on Phantom. So that is why I think that is a hot zone. So I'm going to load up 0.65 if it pings there. If it dips lower, 0.6. I've got orders ready and waiting. That is what I want to play. And then if that turns out to be our bullish bounce, then we're looking for a nice big move. Okay, we're going to start pushing 86, those types of levels on Phantom. Alternatively, if the market is going to give us a little bit more of a hard time, then you might have a situation like this. I just want to draw this out for you guys. So something like this could play out on the market, and you'll get short-term moves that you can deal with. So number one could be something like that. A nice little bounce, get a little bit excited, then a rejection, then another bounce, get a little bit excited, and then a rejection. So this is obviously still on the table. And what I like to do is buy into these hot zones, get the trade going. Some of them you can play short-term moves. Some of them you can then start adding to your position. So as you break certain levels. So for example, if you buy it on this region, 0.6, and it starts pushing higher and breaks through that horizontal, you can add to your position. Once it breaks through that trend, you can add to your position. So by the time you get here, you've got a nice big position size, and then you are looking for a nice big target there after that break of trend. So a little strategy that I like to employ there, get a good entry on the lows, then start adding as we go on. And as we start breaking key levels, we push things a little bit higher. Now in the news, RWA tokens, and haven't done enough of the OM, and I thought I owed you guys some RWA stuff. And RWA tokens are the biggest narrative this cycle according to real world asset watch list. Might be a bit biased. Okay, a $1 trillion market cap is coming in 25. Confidence is high. Okay, but we know Ondo's a great play. Relio Network, I think C-Pool's a nice banger as well. And then OM, this is the new kid on the block for us, and there we go. Okay, so OM has now broken this horizontal. This is now all-time highs for OM, and you can see we're just before we went live, I was charting this thing here, just trying to get you guys some support levels. And OM, yeah, off she goes. So what you want to be watching now, OM traders, you got a couple of things to look for when you are chasing all-time highs and you are in price discovery. You need to look for potential targets. So one way you could do it is doing your 1.618 fib. So that's from the highs to the lows. You pull your fib, then you get the 1.618 out. You saw I used that nicely on BTC. I used it on gold. I used it on the S&P. It does its job. Okay, it works. And 1.87 is a potential target now for OM, but subject to OM holding any retest. Right now, you need to hold as support 1.6 to 1.55. That zone over there must hold now for you as support. You can see we've got cover here, we've got horizontals. So 1.54 to 1.6 must hold as support. So if you do get a dip here, you don't really want to go much lower, because then that could tell us we're closing under and we're turning bearish. So look out for that. If we do get a dip, you want to see a sharp buy in from the bulls there and a nice quick recovery in that area. So remember, these breakouts carry a lot of risk, okay? Because if they start pumping, you fall. Your risk falls sort of as deep as that breakout candle. Because if you're trading the 1 hour candle, for example, and there's quite a big pump, you got to look out your risk from the top of that candle to that candle lows. That could be 4% sometimes even bigger. So just understand your risk when applying leverage and position sizes to these things as well. So be super careful. OM target 1.87 on its way. Now, I've got a 700% trade. It's 700%. No, it's a 100% move on 7x that I've started building now on WEEX'S. It could take a few days to build the position if we get more downside. If it starts ripping, well, I've got a little bit of the position. Then we're going to have to add to this thing as we go. So I'm bringing you a 700% trade in a stick, but I want to do the giveaway. Now, you guys, I want to play you this video. For those of you that don't know, when I said I was going to give away a bag of dicks, I wasn't trying to be rude or that rude, okay? I want to play you this video from yesterday, and so you guys understand the context, because I was saying this the current market feels so easy at the moment, and I was basically trying to explain that we could trade anything, and then we could get some kind of result. So just Ray, just if you can hear this thing.
You gave that trade. You gave
couple of bangers, guys. Look, I mean, to be fair, okay, I could have called a bag of dicks, and that stuff would have pumped up. Bag of dicks, 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 banger, dicks, bag of dicks, bag of dicks, bag of dicks. To be fair, okay, I could have called.
Once I finish this, I'll send you the money, and if I send you for both, then yeah, I got it.
Are you on the phone, bro? What are you doing?
No, I'm right here.
Who are you talking to, bro? What's happening? Okay, guys, this is what we're doing. We are going to do a giveaway. Okay, what you need to do, somebody made me a meme token. Okay, let me just show you the token. Okay, so after that, somebody in Sniper Club made me a meme token for this thing. Let's get it out. Okay, somebody in Sniper Club made this meme token today. Okay, this is not a recommendation to buy this thing. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Okay, called Bag of Dicks. Okay, literally based off that video. And he said at the bottom, I have a bag of dicks airdrop for Sniper Club members. Okay, he made the token. You can give it to Sniper Club members. And here's the token there. Okay, it's basically going to zero. But I'm going to send you guys a bag of dicks. Okay, so he sent me 10 million of these tokens, and I'm going to send 1 million bag of dicks to 10 of you. Okay, so you see, Tindo. Okay, Tindo, you in, bro. Tindo needs a bag of dicks. Okay, this is what you need to do. Okay, the first 10. Okay, you're gonna DM Ray on Twitter. What is your Twitter there, bro?
I'm dropping you in the comments now.
Okay, Ray's Twitter is going to be in the comments. You're going to DM Ray on Twitter your Solana address, okay, for the bag of dicks, and I'm going to send you, well, Ray's going to send you a bag of dicks. And what you need to do, just show Ray that you are registered in the WEEX'S trading competition. That's all you need to do. Okay, show him your position in the WEEX'S trading competition, and you're going to get 1 million dicks from Ray. Okay, as simple as that. And yeah, the token. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And the guy that made that meme coin, he's got a name on 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗦, and yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, thank you for the meme coin. Now we're going to send it to everybody else. Okay, so there it comes. So you guys know what to do. Ray's Twitter is in the comments. Ray, just make sure they can see it, or put it under the screen here so they can see it. You're going to DM Ray your Solana address. We're going to send you a bag of dicks. Just show him that you're trading in the WEEX'S comp, or that you're in the WEEX'S comp. Okay, as simple as that. And the WEEX'S comp, there's a link under the show description if you don't know what that is. Okay. In the last 7 days, we're talking memes now, and I want to give you the 700%er. In the last 7 days, Doge added 33 billion market cap. SHIB added 5, Pepe 4, WIF 2. Okay, you guys saw the pumpage. You saw all the pumpage. And what I want to talk to you guys about is this Myro situation. Okay, and Myro for me is a little bit of a lagger. We've seen Bonk take off, WIF take off, Brett, Pepe, even Floki has been ripping. I've got a Floki chart for you guys as well, and I think there's a move coming on Floki too. And what I'm looking at here is Myro at the moment for you guys. I think there's a big trade coming here, and the target for me, the full upside, if it behaves like WIF and these other guys, we're looking at about 130% give or take that I'm looking at. Now, the strategy is, how do you get into this thing without wrecking yourself? Okay, so my strategy at the moment is I've bought a small position now. I'm going to show you on the DGen chart. And then depending on what happens next, we need to be nimble. We need to understand how we want to play this thing. So I've bought this on 7x leverage, big levels that I'm watching, 0.1265, 0.107. Okay, these are what I've got my eyes on at the moment. If there is weakness still in the market, 1265, buy zone. Okay, waiting there for another order. If there's further weakness, 107, buy, waiting for that order. And we want to get our average entry to sort of down into that type of region there. If we do get that dip, we just want to keep our average entry nice and low, and just eliminate our risk. And the market's disgusting. If we start losing 1, okay, it's over. If we start losing 1, okay, so that's why I'm taking that bet on Myro. Here's the DGen chart set up for you guys. And my first entry here is off the 382 fib, off the anchored VWAP. Look at that beautiful reaction. And, you know, this is what we love, the way these things react off these zones. And there it is. Okay, so you see our anchored VWAP there, 382 fib. Nice little sharp reaction, just like we saw with BTC, off the same thing there, same type of style there, same play. And that is why I'm loving these types of levels. So what we're looking at now in Myro, first position is locked in. I've now got my next order lower down. I'm going to show you on WEEX'S how we intend to play it. And then our upside targets, we're going to look for 0.18. We're going to look for 0.21, and we're going to look for the highs at a roughly 0.29. That type of area is going to be my upside target. So here is the WEEX'S situation. So before we jump into WEEX'S, just remember, if you're a new user to WEEX'S, and even if you're an existing one, there's all these rewards that you can take advantage of. And if you want to KYC it, there's no KYC, but if you want to, they give you $100. You link your phone, you do your KYC, they give you bonuses on your first deposits, all these things, futures transfer. There's tons of things going on there for WEEX'S. And the most important thing at the moment is the competition that has just started. And look, it's still early days, but I'm coming second. Okay, I was coming first earlier before they rinsed me on a couple of trades on that pullback earlier. So at the moment, coming second, there's 297 participants. What is going to happen here? There's a first prize for P&L. Okay, so it's not volume based, so you don't need massive size. There's a P&L first prize. You're coming to Cape Town. You're coming to hang out with us at the Banter offices. You're getting put up in a nice place, and we're going to hang out. Okay, first prize in P&L, that's what you're getting. First prize in volume, that's also what you're getting. Now, if one of the team members happens to finish above you guys, if they finish first, then whoever comes second obviously is going to get the prize, because I already live here and I already hang out in the Banter offices. I don't need to win that prize, right? Okay, so that is that. Okay, I'm going to keep grinding this current strategy on WEEX'S, where I'm trying to get low leverage plays. So here is the situation. And there is Myro at the top. So I've got my first buy-in at 7x leverage. First buy, $2,300 that we've locked in there. Then you can see I'm still trading ping. I mean, this thing was brutal today. It was a tough hold. I mean, that thing nearly sent me to zero at one point. And then I'm still in near. Okay, so these are my current positions. And then just like I've explained with Phantom and with a few others, I've got limit orders on strategic areas. And you guys can mimic that on your favorite tokens as well. And it's the same principle all the way. If you want to play that game, it's the exact same principle that I've been using on AVAX Phantom. Just copy it on the tokens that you are looking at. Same system that you can apply and just front run those areas a little bit. So you can see here's WIF for an example. I've set some orders here on WIF. Waiting 3.42 and 2.98. Now, we don't know if it's going to get there, but if WIF, for example, does dip into that zone, bang, okay, picking that one up, bang, picking that one up, and then maybe that is going to be the big move for me. So that is the strategy I've got there on WIF, and then the same applies to Myro. There's Myro, okay, and you can see there's our first order in play. There's our second, 1275 and 10735 is what I'm looking at there on Myro. So that ties in to these types of levels that we're looking at over there, this big horizontal, for example. And if we can snag that entry and just be patient, okay, and not panic, because if there is a pullback in the market, if you're playing this strategy and you've got your first buy-in, make sure your leverage is low and your position size is not too big. Always calculate, what if it goes down to the next zone? If it goes down to the next zone, you need to understand that this thing can bleed and you're going to be staring at a red position. It could be weeks where your position is red before it starts moving up again. So just understand the risks involved and understand mentally that you could have a very red position for a while if you want to do the strategy. But if we get a bullish bounce off these hot zones, then I believe these things are going to start pushing up nicely for us later on. Okay, so that is the strategy on WEEX. Low leverage game plan here, trying to accumulate things. And then things like Brett, okay, and WIF that I was in yesterday, they absolutely ripped, and I had preset TP. So that strategy went out of the window. Pepe pumped whatever, gazillion %. WIF also, they did these things. So I took profit on those, obviously. And the ones that are lagging, that is where we're going to employ that strategy until there is a bit of pumpage out of them. So let's talk NEAR. And this has been a struggle. So yesterday I spoke about NEAR, and I've been sitting in that NEAR position since yesterday. I mean, it's been an absolute chop at the moment. And yesterday I tried to trade or add onto my NEAR position for this trend break that we got. And then they actually sent us back down. Okay, so I was watching that region. When was that? Yesterday? No, it was this one. It was this one yesterday. We were looking at that guy yesterday, and they sent us down, but they did hold our major support, the 4.9 zone that we were looking at on here. And now, look, it's sticking its head out. But all I can say is you can see I'm in this NEAR position. I've been sitting in it now for a couple of days. Okay, so there's no reason to do anything with it now other than to sit and watch and see what happens. I'm using this 4.9 as my major support. So if we start losing these types of big zones, yes, I might have to start trimming this thing. And interim support, you can see we bounced off our 618 at 5.123. So you can use that guy as support for today if you are sitting in that 5.123. And then ultimately, if there is a little bit of momentum, this thing has been a lagger. So maybe we get a nice surprise out of this thing. But again, let's not hold our breath too high. We really want to take out the highs, just like I've shown you on Soul and Phantom. We really need a push now. We've got to break through those highs. If there is going to be momentum, they got to show us that these highs need to be crushed. They need to be smashed. Okay. How's everybody in the chat before I jump into my next presentation for you? What is happening here? I see Mia's here, Michelle's here. Matty says NEAR breaking out. Okay, there we go. Okay, Steven's talking about NEAR as well. Well, there it is, guys. Okay, so it is kind of breaking out. So something that you can watch. You know the supports that I'm playing with at the moment and what I'm using. And Ray, I hope you saw the OM chart that I've just covered for you. Nice little banger. And let's see. Tindo says on point. Thank you, sir. What else we got? I've got Cass is poop. What, bro? Come on, bro. Savage is pumping. That is because the Mike Tyson and what's his name? There's a fight coming. Okay, so that is why Savage is pumping at the moment. Abdullah, I did Phantom, bro. Have you seen it? I hope you got it. Umaya says I'm the babe of entries. And let's see what else we got. Iliran likes a bit of Cass. Let's see what else we got. Come on, guys, keep it coming. Lots of Savage, guys. Come on, stop being savage with Savage, Oaks. Come on. Okay, there's lots going on here, guys. Let's jump into some meme coins here and see what's going on. So whales continue to accumulate Pepe after Coinbase and Robinhood announced the listing. I mean, that was brutal. I mean, that pump was insanity on Pepe. And let's just take a look at it. I mean, it's relentless now. Okay, absolutely relentless now. This Pepe is an absolute beast. But what I can say on the daily, if you're not holding a spot or whatever, bigger picture, okay, I mean, it's hard to call this, guys, because there's nothing here, okay? There's no support here for you other than at 1672. What you can do is find degen support, okay? If you want to play this game, and you can dial in to the 1 hour charts. Now, this is for the absolute savages, and I want to show you again, where did we see a beautiful anchored VWAP reaction? Look at that again. Okay, what did we see it on? Bitcoin. We saw it on Myro. We saw it on Pepe. We saw it on a few others. Beautiful little weapon, this thing. So nice little move there off our VWAP, and nice little takeoff at the moment. So let's see. We are still technically in a bit of a downtrend until we break these highs. So Pepe traders, 1 hour. Here's our high. Okay, if we don't print that new high, we're coming down. Okay, that is where I'm looking. Really, that is where I'm looking. 168 and 14657. Okay, so there are short-term scalper trades that you can play, but remember, your risk just starts increasing the more degen you get. So you can see here on this example, if you want to play a 15-minute savage move, okay, you can see what's going on. Typical trend break play. Okay, there it goes. But now this one's gone a little bit. So you're a little bit behind the curve here. What I would suggest, if this trend break is going to hold, okay, this is Pepe on the 15 minutes. If the trend break is going to hold, you generally want to hold the 382 or that 618, okay? We can see that's a banger zone, 2217, 22117, and then nice little area here, 2138, okay? Two nice areas of interest there for you guys. Watch that, okay? Look for that to hold. If that holds there for the bulls, then we should be okay on this Pepe. Okay, so watch that, degens. Your target is going to be the wicks. Okay, don't get too excited. They most likely want to take out the wick, bang, and then send it back down. So just look out for that type of move. Right now, support 22117 and 21308. Those are your safest levels that you can watch as a degen on the 15 minutes. Okay, so Pepe, okay, degen play, careful up there. Target is going to be 254, give or take. And if it shoots higher, well, you know, Godspeed. Okay, may the crypto gods be with you, and send it straight to Valhalla. Okay, and then now this is the situation we keep getting faced with. Now, do you want to take profit, or are these things going to list? Okay, is it going to list on an exchange? What's the story? What is going to happen? So there's speculation now on these guys. With Floki, Mew, Bonk, Bohm, Book of Memes, Turbo, Nero, and degen. Okay, there's speculation that these things are going to get some kind of Coinbase, Spot, and Robinhood listing. What does that mean? Americans come in and buy the shiny new things, okay, and then they pump. So simple strategy on those. So I thought, let's relook at WIF now, and let's look at Floki. We haven't touched Floki in a while, so let's relook at both of these. And you can see WIF also looks like an easy little trade here on WIF, trying to take out some liquidity to the upside here. So WIF traders, you saw that massive pump yesterday. I exited my thing somewhere, it must have been around here, give or take, and obviously it fired off 20 times higher. And I mean, the pain of a trader, when you close it, it pumps. When you hold it, it dumps. I mean, it's classic pain. But WIF looking good. I would say danger zone for you to the upside, 4.8. That is big trouble. Look at this. So most likely we see a situation, they come out, take out these wicks there, and then they maybe just reverse it. So if you're sitting in a WIF position right now, what you can do is use 3.97 as support and 3.42. Okay, we don't know if it's going to come back there, but if you look at that candle, for me, it's a risky play until we start getting some kind of downside on WIF, some kind of like rational retest, okay, on these things. So watch out. 3.97 could be support you can use today. 3.42. If you are in it now scalping, be careful. 4.8, just be careful up there. If it does blow up there, great. We'll use this as support later for a new trade. But right now, just protect yourselves, protect your capital. This thing is hot and we don't know when it falls over. Okay, another one for me, Floki. Now, I think this is an interesting one. I think there's a move coming here on Floki, and what I want you guys to see is the size of the move that we can get out of this guy. Look at these candles here. I'd love to see this get taken out. I think that could move pretty quickly, that little area, up to that liquidity to the upside. So target for Floki, 34, potentially. Okay, potentially. I just like the look of this setup. And then downside, couple of supports. Now, this could be a play where you're going low leverage. You're trying to build a position because you have conviction that the market remains bullish. You have conviction that this thing is going to start moving higher. And maybe you want to speculate that it's going to get listed on an exchange and things like that. But what I would say, 001976, that is your first major line of support that I would pay attention to. So anything from 215 to 1976. You can see this nice little box here that I'm drawing for you guys. Anywhere in that zone, if you get weakness into that area there, that could be where you start accumulating some floki. Okay, anywhere into that zone. If the market falls over, this is an absolute banger. 16594, absolute banger for me. I've got so much here for floki, horizontals, 200-day MA. I've got trends. We got 618s. It's all happening there for me on floki. So let's just put our sign here for you. Let's just get this thing. Let's get this thing going. Okay, so that is a high conviction long there for me on floki. That would be max high conviction, and that's where you start selling the kids hamster again. Okay, remember we're the hamster levels. We take the hamster, we sell the hamster, and then we go and we load them up at these levels here. So 166 is what we're going to be looking at. Massive sides there, and then floki. Little dips into this zone. Look for buys here. Look for buys here. Look for buys here. That could be a nice little area there for you guys as well. So anything from 216 down to 19762, like that area. If we hold that support, nice upside targets for me on floki. Keep this one on your watch list. Set your alarms, do those things so that you guys are ready. And then D-Gen plays, okay? That's D-Gens, okay? Here we go. Ray, those types of characters that like the high leverage stuff. This is what we're looking at. So here's a proper D-Gen setup for you on floki. I've got some key levels. You can see this thing is trying to melt down a little bit. Now, what you want to do is look at your higher time frame. You can see 19762. You can see 16594. Now we dial in, okay? We can look for our 19762. That is this absolute banger there. Okay, what does that tie into? 786 horizontals, trend. Okay, absolute banger there for me. So if floki just carries on this little path here, I'd like to see something like that, bang, and that for me is a long play on floki. So D-Gen long position here for you guys. 0.2 down to 198, somewhere around there. Give yourself a little bit of a stop here, probably 3 to 4%, give or take, in that region is what you're going to be looking at. So sometimes it could take a while to play out. You could have a situation where the market starts pumping again, everyone gets excited and you forget. Okay, then what do? They reverse it back down. So just look out for those types of scenarios. Sometimes if you're patient, these things do come to you. Sometimes it's hard to wait. Okay, that's why you can play these reaction zones in between. But remember, when the shit hits the fan, market's falling over, the big zones, the big stuff, those are the high impact zones. And for me, floki, that is a big one there until proven otherwise. So I'd love to see that play out for me. CAS still pumping. Okay, pushing into resistance. Now, guys, do me a favor. Straight after the show, leave in the comments the tokens you want me to chart. Then Ray is going to compile some of them. He sends them to me. Then we're going to add them to the show tomorrow. So I want to make sure that a lot of your tokens are covered. I know some of you are sending tokens that I'd never talk about. So drop them in the comments. The more you drop for me, the easier it is for me to pick and choose. And we want to choose some that I don't use that often. So drop them after the show. Make sure when the show's finished, then you drop the comment of what you guys want to see. That's a wrap, guys. That is an absolute wrap from me. Ray, did I miss anything? Do I need to... I feel like I've forgotten something. I haven't forgotten something, have I?
I'd say we're all good, sir.
Treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
Okay. Let's check in quickly. BTC. Okay, BTC reversal. Our stops are at entry there. OM's okay. It's a little bit green. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's that. I'm back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good luck out there. See you later.
Can't believe I was able to take profit on a trade finally.